Hello, welcome to the Roundhouse podcast with Paul Solentrop of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. Today's guest is Farrah Miller. Farrah is a sophomore. She runs middle distance on the Wichita State track and field team. Farrah finished third in the American Athletic Conference Indoor Championships in February in the 800 meters. Her time of 2 minutes 8.80 seconds ranks third on Wichita State's career list. She also ranks second on the school's indoor 600-yard list with a time of 1:24.84. Farrah is from White Plains, New York. She will be running this weekend, as will many of the Shockers in the KT Woodman Classic. That starts Thursday with high school competition at Cessna Stadium. College events begin Friday, and the 800 is scheduled for 6:45 Friday night. So Farrah, home meet, Wichita State has 3 or 4 of those, but you don't get a lot of them. Is it an advantage? What's it like to run at Cessna Stadium?
In my opinion, it's definitely an advantage because, we train on this track every day, so it's like we know how it feels. We know, I guess in a way, important spots on the track, where to kick. So I guess that's important. But no, it's very exciting to have a home meet at a track. So it should be very exciting this weekend.
That track is where this story starts. You won the National Junior College 800 last spring, running for Monroe Community College in New York.
Yes.
Tell us how you got introduced to Wichita State, this track, and the coaching staff.
Yeah, so it's funny. So our national JUCO meet was held in Hutchinson, and now it's 40 minutes away. So we actually stayed at the hotel here on campus, the Hyatt, and then my coach at the time, he called I believe either Wise or Bolt to use the track here to practice. And they, said yes. So we started practicing. We came practice. And that's when Wise and Hunter, they, came by to say hello just to see how we were doing. And then Hunter, he was just asking me questions, where I was ranked at the time in the 800. And I believed I was ranked third going into the meet. I believe so. If not third, it was, I think, fourth. But, yeah, so he was he'll be there to watch and whatnot. So, have a good meet. And then we actually got a tour of this building. So yeah, they gave us a small little tour, and
we're sitting in, just for the listeners, we're in the Student Athlete Success Center, which is where the track locker rooms are, the weight room, and Wichita State's kind of the academic center of the athletic department, yes. I guess. So they showed you around.
Yeah, they showed me around here, and then they kind of already sold me on that. I'm not gonna lie, but it was a unofficial, tour, but. We saw this, and then...
and what made such a good impression in that?
It was just, me personally, I never really saw a D1 school have a building kind of specifically for a track team. They had their own team room, own lifting, own trainers, own locker room. So, that was pretty cool for me to see. So, and then, 2 days later, it was a windy day. It was the finals for the 800, and I won.
And this is in Hutchinson.
This is in Hutchinson,
okay.
Yes. And then, I kept in contact with Coach Hunter, and, weeks later, I committed. I signed.
What was the decision like moving halfway across the country? How did that go in your mind?
It was definitely something I had to, take into account. I never been on the Midwest side of the country. I've been the previous schools I've been to was always on the East Coast, so I was pretty much close to home. So this was the first school I would be miles away from home. I can't really come home as much as I want to. So I really had to take that into account. But it was also like this is kind of what I need to like further my track career, and also really think about what I need and like what I need for myself, and like what I really need to do to like really just keep myself on the right track. So, and in my mind, like, and what I thought, Wichita State was like just the right choice.
Tell us about your history running the 800. Has it always been your strong event?
It hasn't. So since I started track out, I was like a sprinter. I did the 200, 400. I was, and on occasions in high school, I did do the 800, but I wasn't good. I was running like 230s, like high 220s. Like I wasn't good, just to really like score points. And then I didn't really get good in the 800 until this past year when I was at JUCO. My old teammate, Aaliyah, she actually kind of pushed me to do it, and thank God I'm good at it, because at first I was like, I don't think I can, because my coach was really training me for like a 400 person, and that was at the time my event. I was a 400 sprinter, but then a couple of races, I split a good 800 time. I think I did like a 2:14 at a meet. And then since then, he kept throwing me at 800s, and then I was getting good. And then, it took me a while to like really know how to run the race and know exactly how to run at 800. And I'm still learning, but Hunter is doing a great job at telling me how to run a race, and like he's a great coach. So.
What is the strategy? What's the mental part of being a good 800 runner?
I would say definitely strength, but it's also it's definitely endurance, but it's also like speed and strength, I will say. So it's like the way I think about an 800, like the first lap, speaking about outdoor, the first lap you really want like controlled but like fast. So you want to be in the race, but you don't want to use all your energy in the first lap. And then the way I think about it, I would like to run like, so I do like the first lap controlled but fast, and then I usually like to kick like the last 300 or like 200. I try to kick then. And then it's like, because I kind of know, like, I know I have, like, the speed to, like, finish strong.
Hi, this is Rick Muma, president of Wichita State University. Check out the latest episode of the Forward Together podcast. Each episode, I sit down with different guests from Shocker Nation to celebrate the vision and mission of Wichita State University. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Coach Kirk Hunter said that he has been working with you, talking with you about taking risks, maybe being more aggressive in the 800. Is that what you're kind of working through mentally to prepare for these races?
No, that's definitely one thing I have to get used to doing, because he knows I don't really like to. He wants, like, the way I see it, Hunter would like me to do, like, at the start of the gun, like, be out, like, be like the first one. And it's like I kind of like to have people take the lead and I stay like close enough, and then I kick. But he wants me to already be out and then I kick. It's like I have to get used to it. I mean, that's probably one thing I have to work for on Friday. But he's not wrong. So.
And you're relatively new to the 800, as you said. So these are things that you can learn and pick up on and improve on. Yeah. Was track always your sport? Did you have other sports growing up that you really liked?
From third grade up until my freshman year of high school, I played basketball. And then, 10th grade, it was all track because we had indoor and outdoor. So it was a choice between basketball or indoor because at the time I can't do both. So I took that chance. I was like, I'm going to just go all out on track. And then surprisingly, my first year of high school indoor, I broke the 600 school record at my school. So that's when I kind of know I was like, yeah, like track is kind of my sport. Like I have to just stick with it.
So we Kansans are fascinated by people from New York, and especially fascinated by people from New York who would come out here for their education and to live. Tell us about growing up in White Plains.
It's definitely it's a pretty big city. It's very suburban town. It's a lot of people, but no, it was great. It's not like Kansas, I can't walk down the street and be at like a Target. I have to like get an Uber to go to a Target. But other than that, no, like my Plains, it's a great place in my opinion. I feel like everybody should, at least take a trip to just experience like New York.
So give us some advice. If we are doing a tourist thing and we're going to New York City, what should we do?
Definitely, if you haven't been in Times Square, I would suggest everybody, just go look around. It's a lot of stuff to do. It's a lot of stores. There's museums. You can go to Central Park. That's about it. I'm probably leaving out a lot of stuff to do, but you can always find something to do over there.
Do you have favorite food? New York's famous for its pizza, I guess. What would you recommend as far as getting a meal or two when you're in New York City?
Okay, so this is back home in White Plains. There's a restaurant called Tepe's, and it's they have everything to like sandwiches, wings, and like fries and like stuff like that. But yeah, in my opinion, they have like the best wings in White Plains, the best wings and fries, and it's like the like sauce you get on the wings, you can get on the fries as well. So I don't know. To me, that's like it's really good.
That's the best, huh? Okay, yeah. And it's called Tepe's.
It's called Tepe's.
Okay,
yeah.
And that's in White Plains.
White Plains,
All
yes.
Right, excellent. You mentioned the driving, and we're a lot more spread out here than you are in New York. What's the other big adjustment to living in Wichita been?
Yeah, definitely how like far everything is. Really can't walk anywhere. If you walk, you're gonna walk at least 30 minutes. Like if the drive is like 2 minutes, you're walking like 20 minutes, and it's like that's pretty annoying. But that's one thing I had to adjust to. It's no tall buildings. There's none of that here. Definitely the wind. Kansas has some very strong winds. I had to get used to. That's about it, and really just being used to being this far from home. I've never been this far from home, but I'm pretty adaptable, so it really only took me about a month to really like set in like, okay, I'm this far. So it's like I'm really in a way like alone here. I made friends and connections. But, like, at the end of the day, it's really just me here. So, but, like, I'm not mad at it. It's something I had to do. So, I'm happy. So, it's not like I made a bad choice. But that's just one thing I had to adjust to.
Sure.
Here.
Well, we're glad you're happy. Has there been a teammate or a coach, a friend who's really helped you figure out what it's like here at Wichita State and in Wichita?
Definitely when I first got here, I will say the entire like girls cross country team, they, it took me a minute to like, cause okay, they probably won't believe this at first, but I'm like kind of shy at first. So it's like, I guess in a way I wasn't really talking to people, but they just made it very warm and like welcoming for me to like, like be myself and like, yeah, they're a great group of women that I'm glad I get to call my teammates. So like they made, this big like drastic jump in my life. Like they made it very like calm. So I'm thankful for them for that. And definitely Hunter, he's honestly like probably like one of the best coaches I've ever had. He's very understanding. He's very he's a coach that really cares deeply about his teammates. I mean, about his athletes. So I'm just thankful for Hunter and having him as a coach and the friends I made here, some sprinters that not some but majority of the sprinters I'm thankful for them as well. There's a lot of them to name, so I won't name them all.
Sure,
but
sure. A lot of people on the
no,
track
yeah,
team,
so
definitely.
yeah, but no, team wise, it's very oh, I took a pause. Sorry.
No, and I think they really emphasize that here. That's a big.
No, yeah.
That's a big deal. How does the coaching staff get that team environment, team atmosphere, the importance of team? How do they get that across to the athletes?
Definitely just Bolt likes to have his team meeting, so he emphasizes on being there for each other a lot. So I guess everybody's very giving in a way, so it's like if you need anything really, somebody's always there to like help you. So everybody's just there to give a helping hand. So I guess that's the way they want us to be like one big family. So it's like we just try to do our part in making everybody feel safe and whatnot and like not left out.
So we are still pretty early in the outdoor season. Give us a description of where you're at as far as ramping up so that you're able to peak late in May, conference championship, early June, NCAA competition. Where's your fitness level at, and how do you approach the rest of the outdoor season?
So definitely want to, me and Hunter's been talking, we definitely want to be like at the top of the conference at the start of it. So indoor, I was kind of like in the like maybe like top 15 throughout the indoor season, and then conference, that's when I peaked. But Hunter, he's trying to instill in me that he wants me to be at the top at the start of it and then like just be there and hopefully like win conference. So definitely each meet I run the 800, I just have to just run strong and run fast and run to my potential, because I can run a fast time. I just have to put that in my races. And definitely just keep getting stronger. Practices are good, so just have to, stay down that road and continue to be in the weight room and be in rehab for my slight injuries, which aren't big, but they do kind of hinder my performance, but I just have to keep those under control. So it's like I'm not out completely, but like I'm still strong in a way.
So over the last 2 or 3 years, the carbon-plated shoes have become a big thing in the track and field world. Pretty significant. They can shave, I guess, depending on the event, several seconds off your time. Kirk said you were kind of a late adopter of the carbon-plated shoes.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts on those shoes and where you're at on them.
I definitely like the shoes. I just recently got them, so I've been practicing in them a lot. It definitely makes a difference in, my performance, because when I do wear them, I do feel like lighter. So I can see where he says like it shaves off a couple of, seconds. And I just had to get used to them because those were like my first time in those type of shoes. But I really like them, and I'm excited to like run a race in them. I'm excited to see what time I run. So.
And it's to the point now where my understanding is almost everyone you're going to be running against, it's pretty well universal. A lot of people wear them. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of people wear them. Because back in indoor conference, I believe I was the only one without them, and I ranked and I got third. So imagine if I had, the shoes everybody else wore, I probably would have ran faster and, had a better time. But if I can run that time in just some sprinter spikes, imagine the time I can run in, the right shoes. So.
You are a psychology major,
yes.
May consider going into coaching. Tell us about that part of your life and what you're thinking about for what's coming up.
Oh, yeah, it's just I really didn't have like a set career in mind. But, I really do love track, and I would love to coach. So I feel like that's hopefully that's what God has in store for me, because I would love to do that. And hopefully my plan is to like go back to my high school and coach there. So that would be pretty cool for me to do. That I would love that. And yeah, just hopefully I can coach. If not, it would be pretty cool to go pro. If I'm not coaching, hopefully I can do that. But if not, my plan is to coach.
Okay, well, you've got several years yet to work on that,
Yeah.
but it's good career plans. Do you have a running role model?
I won't particularly say a role model. I mean, I don't know.
How about any professional athlete? Do you have a favorite in any sport?
Probably. Oh my gosh. I don't know, because I like everybody, but it's not like I'm like focused on this one runner, if that makes sense. I root for everybody, honestly, but it's like I really don't have a set favorite person track wise. Any other sport? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't have one. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm really trying to think.
That's all right. Tell us what you're watching. Athletes all have there's a lot of road trips. There's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
What do you do to occupy your mind when you're on the bus or the plane?
Currently, I'm watching Power Book 2 Ghost. So it's like a sequel. No, a sequel. A prequel? What's like?
Prequel is before. Sequel would be.
Okay, sequel.
Yeah,
it's a sequel
following.
to Power. So I really don't know how. It's basically it's just about like drug trafficking and like I guess in a way like it's not like raunchy or anything, but it's very to me it's interesting, and it takes place in New York, so it's like that drama type of show. That's what I like. Yeah.
All right. And is this on Netflix?
It is on Hulu. It's on Stars. Yeah, I think it's just on those two, Hulu and Stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's your TV recommendation from Farrah. Farrah, thank you very much for your time. Once again, we've got the KT Woodman Classic coming up this week. Starts Thursday with the high schools. College competition starts on Friday. Farrah will be running Friday evening around 6:45 in the 800. Thank you, Farrah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Great insight as always. Thanks for listening to the Roundhouse podcast, courtesy of Wichita State University Strategic Communications. We encourage you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can always find more Roundhouse content at GoShockers.com.
And they let him pass it up court, and then it gets picked off. A long three by Pangos, no good. 1 second, it's over. It is over, and Wichita State has beaten the #1 team in the nation to go to the Sweet 16. Go crazy, Wichita. I know you are.